Sloane, I found the press conference interesting. I also found it interesting that not only did the lawyers talk, but right afterwards, we all got an email in our inbox. They released photos from inside Heuermann's house. Talk to us about these photos.
Yeah, Brian, these are never before seen photos of the inside of the Heuermann's house. And you talked about how unusual it is to hear from the family. I think for them to be so open is very surprising to everyone, and to share these photos that show what they call the mess that investigators left after searching through the home for 12 days. You can see clutter, and we know that the police have said that the home was really cluttered before they entered, and these photos show boxes up to the ceiling. I have to say, presumably investigators weren't bringing in items to the house, right? We saw them taking out evidence, so it's hard to know what we're supposed to learn from these photos. We don't know what the house looked like before they entered, but look, Asa's team, her legal team, saying today that they filed a claim, and we have to assume that that is to help prepare them if they decide to go the legal route and really push forward and try to get back money from any losses. I hope that they do. They've already lost so much through Rex Heuermann's arrest, but it's hard to make sense exactly of what we're supposed to learn from these photos.
Yeah, it's interesting. You obviously have to feel for his family. I mean, the police have said that they don't believe they had any involvement. We've seen the wife and her suffering. We've seen the kids. It's very, very sad. Interesting, though, that they're already planning, it seems like, to sue the DA and the police department, possibly. That was an interesting development today. And then the photos. There was one photo that really stood out to me. There was the photo of all the clutter and kind of what happened with the house, but then they had this random photo of like a Christmas tree.
Yes. So this photo of the Christmas tree was provided by Asa to show what the house had looked like before. This is their living room. But two things of note. One, this photo is very old. It's from 2011. And that is also the year that Gilgo remains were found. So I'm not sure why this photo was chosen. Now, Asa's attorney did tell me that she will provide more current photos of the inside of the house. She had said that they were left without a mattress, that they don't have running water, that pipes were taken. But the photos that we were provided today, they do show the pipes being gone from the bathroom, and they show lots and lots of boxes.
Interesting. Yeah, the giving out the photo of the 2011 Christmas tree, I was also trying to sort of read what the play was there. It does make sense, though, what you're saying, that that's around the same time the bodies were found. I guess they were trying to show, look, you know, back at home, everything seemed normal to us. I know you had a chance to speak one-on-one with one of the lawyers after the press conference. How did that go? What did he have to say?
You know, you pointed out that they've been very forthcoming with information, and I was asking about this GoFundMe. A GoFundMe has been started to help with Asa's medical funds. We learned today that she's been suffering from cancer for several years, and that because she was under her husband's health insurance, that is going to expire soon. But Brian, that GoFundMe was started by the daughter of the Happy Face serial killer. So I had to know how the two of them were connected. I find it really empathetic that a family who has also been connected to a serial killer would reach out, and that they have this community forming around her and her family's losses. So I just wanted to know how the two of them even linked up.
She had reached out to me and then asked for permission to come meet Asa, which she flew in last Sunday and spent a good part of the day at the house with her. And Asa, you know, they have a unique bond that hopefully none of us ever will have. Her dad was arrested. I should say that Melissa Moore's dad was arrested when she was 16 years old, and they came on to be known as the Happy Face Killer. So it's a situation where her life was turned upside down the way Asa and her children's were turned upside down. So they bonded on that.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique connection. It's not one that many people on the planet can relate to, and I'm glad that they have this community. I also asked him, why are they back in the Massapequa home? Is there not family? Are there not friends that they can stay with? I can't imagine that's very comforting to be back at home that they've called unlivable, and where your husband has been accused of carrying out these horrendous crimes.
Yeah, no, that's a really, really good question, Sloane. And a lot of people have brought up the point of, oh, well, they owned property in other states. Why does she need a GoFundMe? But I mean, it's going to take time to figure all that out, to sell property. And for all we know, Rex Heuermann may have been in charge of the finances. Maybe she doesn't have cash available to her right now. They're certainly in what seems to be a sad situation. Real quick, Sloane, did they say why today they had this press conference? I was trying to understand the timing of it. Why did they choose this Friday to have this presser release these photos? Do you think there's something behind it?
I was thinking the same thing, right? And also, why now? Why is now the appropriate time to come forward and talk about your home and the condition that it was left in? I mean, this is a case with multiple murders and families who are waiting over a decade for some sort of resolution. The answer that I got was the timing, that they needed to file this claim within 90 days, and they wanted to announce to the public that they were.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.